Real important. Which is really important. All right. Good evening, everyone. Jeez, it's kind of loud. Welcome to the July meeting of the Board of Architectural Review of Somerville. For those of you attending for the first time, we will be reviewing the submittals in the order in which they were submitted to the town office. The properties for those applications have been posted in the agenda. Meeting packet has been posted on the town website. Our review is based upon the Somerville Historic District Guidelines, which provides a set of standards for which we consider a project based on size, scale, and architectural details, materials used, and its relationship to the surrounding historic district. We are charged with maintaining the integrity and ambience of Somerville's historic district. And the first item on our agenda is approval of the June meeting minutes. Oh, okay. I thought we took that last. Okay. Okay. We've got to have an oath swearing in.
Okay. Beth and Dawn, if you could raise your right hand and repeat after me, and I will go slow. I do solemnly swear that I am duly qualified according to the Constitution of this state to exercise the duties of the office to which I have been appointed, and that I will, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties thereof and preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of this state and of the United States. So help me God. Thank you.
So now we have to approve the minutes of the June meeting. Anybody have any comments about those? I would like to make a comment. I think since most of the time our decisions are unanimous, it's not necessary to identify people who voted yay or nay. But I think when there is a dissenting vote, that ought to be identified as to who the person dissenting is. And that brings me to the demolition last month, where I was the lone dissenter, and I would like to have my name identified as the dissenter.
I was not present at the last meeting, so I'm not sure about the minutes.
Yeah.
I was present.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd like to move that we accept the minutes as amended with the note of the dissenter.
I second that.
Okay, all those in favor, Don? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous. Okay, no one signed up make a public comment. The next item on the agenda is 210 South Gum Street, which is old business.
Hello, guys. My name is Mark
Hello.
Turco. I'm here for Sarita Kaufman.
Want to present what changes you've made?
Roof design for the over there that, I know that. The outside.
We had 1-inch standing seam and flat panel. Okay,
How wide are the panels?
They're the roofing panels themselves, they're gonna.
Could you use the microphone?
Oh. The panels are gonna be, I believe 16 inches apart. It should be spec'd on there, though.
It's a similar panel, excuse me, similar panel that you're gonna see later tonight.
there was mention in your review that the window sills were higher than you anticipated.
These, if you look at. There are two elevations. The first one, we're a little higher than, you can see where the windows are higher than the door frames. The second one, he brought them down a little bit, so they're, the top of the window is even with the door frame.
Okay,
That was in the amended set that I sent out.
I'm a little confused about the band board in relation to the doors. Are the doors going to be a step up?
Yes, it should be.
And the band board then will be on grade?
Yes, sir.
And also there was a question about the grid patterns.
The house, the primary structure has 1/1s.
That's what?
Has 1/1s.
Okay,
So that's what they're using.
and the door with lights is one that's being reused, is that correct?
That is correct.
So will all the windows meet the height of the door?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the cut sheet that you had submitted with the windows showed typical sill with styles in the top piece, it's not picture framed, correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
I was gonna ask you which reveal. You had a picture of the siding. Go one down, James.
Yep.
Is it the 1x6 or 1x8 inch?
I believe it's the 1x6.
1x6, okay.
That's what's on the house. Any comments? Jeffrey?
I can make a motion that we approve as presented with the exception of the window height.
Okay.
That are drawn on the plans, they need to come down to the height door.
You have that over.
Okay,
There are two sets of elevations.
right,
First set basically had them above the door. Second set had them at.
okay,
So
all right. So I'll make a motion that we approve the plans as presented.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And,
Aye.
yeah,
Yes.
and,
Yep.
and I, yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back with much better presentations. Thank you.
Thanks.
You,
The next item is one 25 East Richardson. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rachel Burton. I'm the architect of this project, and with me is Michelle Souter, who's an interior designer and the owner of this project. So we had previously submitted this design, and we are bringing it back because there are a number of changes that we'd like you to consider. So when you last saw our design for this proposed carriage house, you asked that we ensure that the roof had met all the requirements that Somerville has for a metal roof, and that you also asked that we change our window design to match the grid pattern on the existing house. And also, since you last saw our proposed design, the maximum height for a carriage house has been increased from 20 feet to 22 feet. And we've come back to you for 3 changes that we'd like you to approve. The first is that we're asking you to approve the increase of this overall height from 20 feet to 22 feet. And I think it's an easy request for you to approve for 4 reasons. One is that the building is set back almost 79 feet from the front property line, so it is not a very visible building. Secondly, it's partially hidden by the existing building, and this is a relatively small change in the overall massing, but it has a huge implication on what the interior of this space can be like. So that we're thinking that the proportions of the windows change, and that makes it a really big improvement from the outside. So we're asking that you approve that 2-story increase or 2-foot increase. The second request for design changes for the size of the front windows. With the increase of the overall height, we've increased our windows to 54 inches tall instead of the 44 inches, which we had had previously. And we've kept the two windows on the side 44 inches tall because we feel that those proportions better fit the side elevations. And I also think this is an easy request for you to approve, as the proportions of this window better suit the carriage house. Lastly, I'm going to ask you to give us permission to revise the grid on the window patterns. You would ask that we match the existing, and we have shown you two options. One is the 6x6, 6/6 grid. We've also submitted a 2/2 grid pattern, which is the one that we prefer. And I'm going to ask you to approve that. But let me explain to you why I think that this is a better solution. So first of all, I want you just to have a look at the front elevation of this home. And what you can see is that the primary building on this site is an absolutely gorgeous Charleston single. It has a lot of details. It's really rich with texture. The actual building is 24 feet wide compared to our building, which is 38 feet wide, which changes the look and feel of the massing considerably. The primary house has 3 windows over 3 windows, and they're all individual. And we have sets of 2 as a bank, which changes it as well. It has a large vent in the attic. It has shutters. It has window boxes under the sills, and then all of the additional articulation that we have with the side porches. So it's a really highly detailed facade that we're looking at. And our building is a much simpler one. It's a smaller, simpler, wider shape. So I want you to just recognize that difference between that existing house and what this building is. And I also want to acknowledge that the windows are seen not only from the inside, but the outside, but the inside. And when you have 6/6, that is a lot of patterning that you're dealing with. The original home has big, tall ceilings. They're big rooms. And it's a different feeling when you're inside with those kinds of windows that are all like 3 in a row, not 2 sets together. So we're not liking what that might do to the inside of this space. The second piece of this is that secondary buildings, of which this is one, were historically built of a simpler shape, less complications in their massing, less amount of details and texture. And this carriage house follows that kind of expression the way that it would have been historically. It is a secondary building. It is not meant to be as ornate and as powerful. It's meant to just be a secondary building. And so we'd like to keep that going with the grid pattern as well, have it not try to be the same as the primary house. And then the other piece that I just want to bring further to your attention is that you really won't see very much of this building. When you look down the drive, it's 79 feet before you hit this building. There's trees on the side. You will actually only see the garage door and one bay. You won't see the rest. And even if you look at the home from the right side, still this carriage house is mostly obscured by the existing building. So it is not a highly visible building. It will be a very quiet service building at the back of this property. And then I just want to reiterate that the 2/2 windows just feel better proportionally to us and fit the appropriateness of a secondary building better than the 6/6. And so we'd like you to approve that change over what you had asked for previously, which was the 6/6. So again, we're asking you for the height increase. We're asking you for the 2/2, and we're asking you for the larger window sizes.
Thank you. Have any comments?
Dr. Price, just so you understand, we, when we saw the original design, we suggested going to 2 feet extra,
You suggested it.
going 2 feet higher as an exception. We're allowed up to 10%. So that's how we got the 2 foot additional. Felt it gave it a little bit more proportionality than,
Yeah.
it was a little
really-
short and squatty
it makes
before.
a Huge difference in the shape and look of the building. Yeah.
Rachel, I did have a question about the windows. Are they gonna be that gray color?
No, the gray you see is really just meant to differentiate glass, to show
Okay.
that it's glass. It's not meant to show that the windows are a colored tint.
So
It-
they will be that, the
it'll-
white,
it-
the
they'll-
china?
They'll just be clear glass.
Okay. I think it was more the frame. Is it gonna be Aunt Betty's china?
Yeah, yes, all the trim is
All
Aunt
the
Betty's
trim.
china.
Are the muntins interior integral or are they applied or?
They meet the requirements of what Somerville requires, which is not just that you have these little grids that you put on the inside, they are integral.
Simulated divided lots,
Sorry?
simulated. Divided.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And how will the garage be accessed?
So you'll be able to come down the lane and use the lane. Michelle has a business that she operates from her home, and the garage will be used by herself and for her business to just store things while they're in transition from ordering them and delivering them. But they would use the double doors, but there's also a single door so that you can go in and out. And it's
So I,
just a
I
person.
was just curious if there's a driveway or.
There is a driveway.
Little
On the
driveway.
second page of the sheet I sent you,
Mhm.
you can see that there is, and you can see it on the, that there is a drive
Right.
that goes to the home or to the carriage house.
Mhm.
And do you see on the front, there's an existing drive that goes down the back now?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. And there is no like like big trucks that go down. It is just,
Okay.
vehicular traffic.
Are there any other comments?
Can we look at 606 again?
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
All right. Done a wonderful job with the house. Beautiful.
Work in progress. Always. Can you find it? I do have one print that I could show if that would work and, okay.
You have any thoughts on?
Reference is 606. Just looking at it, just trying to, from the terms, I agree with the 2/2 for the isolated building. I'm just trying to look at that.
I would like to emphasize that 2/2 is a standard historic window pattern. There are many, many buildings and sites within Somerville that have the 2/2. And it's also very typical that the service buildings are simpler. And it's sort of like saying, yes, I'm related to you, but I'm just not as fancy as you.
What are your thoughts on the windows?
Actually, think on this particular application, the 2/2 looks better. Regarding the issue of what a secondary building might have had, secondary building would more likely have smaller panes because they were cheaper than 2/2. But I think, you know, in this instance, I think it looks better 2/2 and
And
we're
just to jump in as well, and I'm sorry if I'm interrupting David. On the front, the main house, we had 6/6, but each window was individual.
right.
Whereas this, you get still that feeling of, yes, there's more texture because it's two windows side by side.
Well,
So
to me, this satisfies the proportion issue, and they are an historic pattern. And it also maybe helps differentiate this as a building done at a different time than the original building, which is also part of what we're trying to do in the Secretary of Interior's guidelines. Keeping the proportions similar and the materials similar, but also differentiating it from the original. So that would be my perspective on it. I would be happy either way, but I think the 2/2 works.
Did you consider simplifying the garage lights at the same time?
Simplifying them in what way?
Well, I guess they look busy now compared to the 2/2.
Do you see
Yeah,
that there are corbels there and then also light fixture, which is almost, it's a slightly smaller version of what we have on the main house facing the street, which is very historical and very clean.
Oh,
It's not to be busy.
the glazing, the glass.
oh, the
Oh,
lights.
I think you could do that with just
Oh, yeah.
a single vertical mullion on each door.
Oh, yeah, I did, I apologize, I didn't understand that could be simplified a little bit more
Yeah.
as well.
I think that would work, Rachel.
I agree with you that, I think that just having vertical ones in the garage doors would look really great.
Are we ready for a motion now?
Well, I was just gonna add, I believe within our guidelines being, both the 6/6 and the 2/2 are very historic and, very appropriate. And I believe that I could go either way.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think the two over
Six over
two is
six
fine.
look a little busy, don't you think?
Mhm,
I was gonna say,
mhm.
considering the distance, standing looking down the driveway. I believe the 2/2 provides a better fit with the garage door itself. Cause you only be seeing that side of the garage door and the two windows. So I think it's less busy. I believe the 2/2 fits better.
We have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve her changes of the 2/2 windows, the larger size, and what was the third one?
The
2 foot.
garage window.
The height of the garage, the 2 extra feet.
I have a second.
I'll second that.
Are we looking at the garage doors? Was that mentioned with the light?
That's what I,
Okay.
that's what I had.
Mhm.
I think I added, you added that, didn't you, to your motion?
No. And the lights?
No,
The-
it's just a grid patch.
Just
Yeah.
the grid pattern on the garage door.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. Is everybody good with this? Okay. I am also, you are approved.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think so too.
So,
Right.
next is 208 Sumter. And
Tell me, give us a second.
can we, yeah, we're gonna need a second just to kind of get things set up a little bit. We have some additional material
Okay.
that he had on his computer that we're gonna,
The USB-C, just, I think I'll just.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, we got it.
How's it going? We are putting a new roof on the 208 Sumter, the Elizabeth Arden House. The pictures I put in this file are from this afternoon. Let's see in just a moment. It historically was black and it is now faded and kind of a slate gray. And we are proposing to put a new roof on it that's 26 gauge, 1 inch standing seam, 16-inch wide, and it is also a slate gray. The color palette is in this file. The existing photos, and I have a physical handout of the choice here.
I would like to see that handout.
the reason why I asked for you guys to review it is because the initial color that was submitted was like a galvanized build finish. Quite a bit different than what they have right now.
Okay. So they could change the. Okay.
We, the owners first requested that the shine, the shiny finish, and we drove around downtown Somerville, Charleston, couldn't find a single example, and they've come back and since chosen this slate gray or musket gray as it's called on your handout.
The other photos.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. This is the existing color. This is from today. These photos are from recently.
That's what a Charleston green roof looks like as it fades. Does it? I've lived next to that house for 52 years and it's always had a green roof.
Do you have a color within this product that is a Charleston green?
There's a forest green, I think.
With four screens, too green.
Yeah,
Well, the closest to a Charleston green, would probably be maybe the dark bronze. Or the granite. And this palette, there's a wider range for 26 gauge that I have here as well. And they also said it needs to be Charleston green or black.
I think that would be more appropriate if we can.
To keep the color.
Yeah. Which,
We're talking about Charleston green.
To me, the dark bronze, might be the closest to a Charleston green, or if you see something on this palette.
where's the dark brown?
The dark bronze is here.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. And this,
Yeah.
this handout does a better job. These are not the same palette as the 26 gauge palette that we're sending around. I mean, a lot of those are the same, right?
Yeah, so the one that you have in your hand is the updated version of the suite from the manufacturer. These online.
So these are the color options.
Yes, right.
Okay.
So musket gray. Musket gray is the choice of the homeowner.
Yeah.
Product that you're proposing, I think you had mentioned that it's a hand crimped standing seams, or is it a lot?
So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
crimped
A
back.
true hand crimped?
Yeah, so it'll match the profile of what's up there right now.
Is it a 1 inch that's up there now?
We just did the same roof in a colonial red at 117 South Cedar at across from the YMCA.
Can I see the color chart? Please?
I know the colors change over time.
Yes, sir.
What do you expect this to be? Do you anticipate at all what that musket gray would look like?
I expect it to lighten up some, like the roof now. But the roof now, it appears to have maybe a coating on it. I mean, we can see it bubbling in certain areas, so it was coated at some point since the black roof or Charleston green roof,
But it's had
or it's painted.
multiple coats of elastomeric.
Well, this is why we're replacing it. There's bubbles and stuff all over it.
Looks to me like the closest would be Hartford green. My roof next door was repainted Charleston green less than a year ago. And, you know, when it's not wet,
Right.
it looks kind of grayish. It's what they do. How much are you doing the entire roof
Yes, sir.
and the outbuildings too?
Not the outbuildings yet. We did have, I don't know if you saw in the storm, a big limb came down into the garage. So we patched that up thanks to Joey. But they may need, we all are trying to tell them that they need new roofs on those as well. But right now they're not scheduled to get them.
Thank goodness it was on their garage.
Yeah,
Right.
we had to have 3 people to get that thing off there.
I think the darker green would be more appropriate.
Yeah, that would match what has been there before. The- I'm just not sure if that's dark enough.
Right. It appears to be more of a, and you know, in those early photos, of almost a black, like very dark Charleston green, almost black.
Yeah.
And that, and this, Hartford green is,
Green.
it's pretty green. I mean, they're going to give me a lot of grief in a second if,
Green.
Big one.
Yeah.
Fade out lighter and become. It's not gonna be a book, I think they're.
Is there another product that has a truer Charleston green?
mm, this is the manufacturer that the roofers use out of Alabama, and these are this is the color palette. I mean, there are other products, but I don't know if right. They've approved the the quote for this product, and then we've used this on every metal roof in Charleston and Somerville.
I don't know. I would like to see some examples of that Hartford green.
Yeah, metal
Samples.
In metal.
and of the gray and black.
Yeah, all the potentials, I think we'd like to see in the actual material, that would be easier to make a determination.
Okay. All right. Hartford green, and then the musket gray, and maybe the slate gray as well, or black. They also said black would be an acceptable choice to them because of the first picture we could find of the house.
Survey, yeah. 79, 96, stipulated, I think, black.
No, never was black,
I'm sure.
Don't you think of- or
But-
you think of-
but
I would like it. Still softer.
Yes.
House green, that's fine.
Can you get a sample of the matte black as well?
Mhm.
Y'all want to ask for any other samples?
We have a sample of the black and musket green. Grab it.
okay.
Those are the only two we have. If that would help us get something.
Well, that might help us get going.
It's just such a prominent and historic house.
I understand.
It's
understand.
kind of an important item.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad I asked y'all to come. I'm glad y'all came. That's convenient.
Roof line on the scroll. Did the roof line of this, the building behind it, we just approved?
While they're getting that, you want to go over the changes that you put, is that just for information or?
No, it's actually. What we have is, while I was putting together your folders, I noticed a couple areas in the guidelines that did not meet up with. Let me put this on. That did not meet up with the UDO. The current standard for a notification in the UDO for historic properties or the bar is that the property has to be posted and it has to be posted online. Okay. We have the old standard in the guidelines still, which requires newspaper notification, everybody within 500 feet to be notified, online as well as posted. So what I actually found another one back in the appendix as well. So essentially what I'd like to see here is to have it a motion that the guidelines be revised as per the UDO guidelines.
The UDO guidelines don't have notification of people.
They do not. They have the property being posted and they have the notification via our website.
I think it's very important to have the neighbors notified, because unless you're driving by a house and see a little sign and doesn't really tell you what you need to know about what's happening to the property. I think the notification of property owners is pretty important.
The one thing that, again, come from a construction background. And never have I seen in the past when we had to do notification like that. Never have I seen where the township was responsible for it. It was always put on the contractor or the developer to do that.
Right down the street. Oh, right.
The Hartford green is similar to the wainscoting over here.
Think of those two, the black would be the better, but I think it would be helpful if we had a panel.
Okay.
Of the colors to choose from.
Got it.
Looking from what I'm noticing here.
Yeah.
Black would be broke.
Is this the matte black?
Yes, sir.
They worked on the back.
Married black with
Oh.
the.
This
the
is
art
black.
green.
1-4. Oh, there's no number.
Yeah.
Cat metals.
Oh, this is different. This is Drexel metal.
So that looks like a different company
Yeah.
or,
So, Drexel is one of the coils that Jet Metals.
Okay, well, could you get us panels
Yes, sir.
of the,
let's see now.
what colors are we looking at?
So that's musket
The
gray.
matte black.
Matte black and musket gray.
Don't have the numbers. on
Where-
there.
Where's?
There's musket, yeah. There's
The darkest green they have.
jet.
Okay. Then we could make a decision.
Yes, sir.
Does that meet everyone's satisfaction?
Mhm.
And we would
Yeah.
present those at the August meeting or, okay.
Jim, is that how you would like to do it?
Yeah, I mean. The hard part is that you're delaying it for another 30 days.
Yes, sir.
And that's the difficult part here. But I tend to agree that we have one choice to make and we want to make it
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So better to delay it a little bit and have the right choice rather than kind of speed things up and not be where we want to be.
Yes, sir.
okay. Then guess if you'll come back with the appropriate panels.
Yeah, I want full size, but how big do y'all want the panel?
Get 2x2
Yeah,
or,
a length of the panel.
Mhm.
And these will be flat panels, no striations or anything.
No striations.
Do you think you should do the Hartford green as well, or just
Yeah,
forget about that?
and bring, I guess if you can bring a green as dark as they do.
Yes, sir.
So should we just table this for today?
yeah.
I'll make a motion that we table the 208 Sumter Avenue until you provide us with the color panels.
Okay,
we
all right.
requested.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
second that.
Yours too. All right, we look forward to getting the project going.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big undertaking.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
so
And we need to vote on tabling it.
yes,
Okay, all in favor of tabling it?
Hi.
okay.
Back to the discussion of
Notification.
notification.
The question is more than the UDO is our guideline. And so we're just trying to meet what is in the UDO versus set a separate standard for it. And I don't know if the guideline is a guideline, it's not direct law. So that's, I don't know if we can actually set a separate standard in our guidelines than we have in the UDO.
The guidelines printed here that you have highlighted
Correct.
are from where?
From our current issue of the guidelines. So what we would have to do is basically amend,
Are those the historic district guidelines?
yes. Yes,
And you're trying to make them
compliant with,
consistent with the UDO historic district guidelines.
correct. Because the section that they quote in our guidelines from the UDO basically has a different set of standards for notification than what we show in here.
But this is for demolitions.
That's demolition, but there's also one that I noticed in the back as well, in the appendices. So, the thing is that I guess there may be other ones that I haven't caught throughout the whole thing. But what I would like to say is if we could do it to amend the guidelines to meet the UDO standards. That way we're covered no matter how.
As
where
opposed to
we're at.
changing the UDO standards to meet our guidelines.
That's a tougher one.
Now, I still think there needs to be a better notification particularly for demolitions, than just a sign and a notification in the journal scene, which not everybody reads. Or a bigger type of sign that says demolition request. How do others feel?
Where's the wording from the UDO?
What?
The wording from the UDO? Is it somewhere in here also?
Actually, put it in here. Believe. This is it right here. From the UDO. See, public notification, town hall, which is our website, posting and posted the property. There's also a table that is in your folder, or in your packet there, that, or in your binder, that shows a table of each board's notification schedule.
Well, I think particularly after our training session a couple of weeks ago, that we were encouraged to be stronger in our position than weaker. And to me, this would be weakening our position as guardians of historic district properties.
This is all it says about notification, UDO?
There is, in the UDO, there is another, there's a table, and it's
Right.
in your binders.
Okay.
That shows the notification schedule for all the different boards, and that's in there. But this, I believe this is the section that is cited in our guidelines to refer to for notification. So.
On website.
Okay.
Public notice requirement.
Okay, posted, he is a posted, so. Town hall, web posting. Newspaper, and then posted. Town hall post.
We were encouraged to stay targeted.
When it says posted, what is that referring to? If it's not the website, if it's not,
We put signs at the property,
okay.
and if it's a corner property, we put it on both sides, both
And
both
where
streets.
we're asking for the neighbors to be directly notified. Is there a way to bring us into alignment, but then have an additional criteria just for consistency? If we're not,
I would think this is something we probably have to hammer out with town council and
Yeah, it would be. If we have to change the UDO, then that's what it would be.
to tell them why we feel the way we do. But if this section here called 13 administrative administration and procedures, 13.4.2 public notice requirements, really isn't very specific about anything.
No.
I know years ago when we got licensed as a bed and breakfast, we had to get the concurrence of all the neighbors within 500 feet of our property line turned out to be like 38 because of the shape of our property. But wish there were a better way of notification than just the newspaper and that yard sign.
Well, it's not the newspaper at all. It's just the website.
Oh, it's just the website now? How many people go to the website every day to see what?
Actually, quite a few. You'd be surprised because whenever I post something to the website, if people have signed up for it, it goes directly to them. So I'll be out posting signs and people talk to me about previous meetings and what's going on. So. And I get emails from people as well, so.
Maybe everybody in town needs to be reminded that they can be put on the alert list. So I would like to see something more substantial than what's published there.
Yeah, I think I would like to see more of the neighbors being notified. You know?
Speaking here,
I think I'd like to see more, where the neighbor would be notified of the demolition. And I don't see anywhere where it shows the newspaper posting in the current UDO or the neighbor being notified.
In the current standards, that's correct. Yeah,
So our standards are actually more, to me, communicable than the actual UDO.
okay.
So we would have to go back to council and ask them to amend the UDO to match what we have in our in the requirements for historic preservation.
Yeah, and would you want notification only for demolition or for any project? That's a big difference.
That would be the question.
I definitely think for demolition.
Yes.
Okay.
See, none of them have an M for property owner mailing. None of the public notices have the M for adjacent property owner mailing. No.
I think we should make a request from the unified board that the standards that exist in our ordinance be respected by the UDO portion of the or the historic district portion of the UDO.
Okay, so the historic district portion of the UDO does not have neighbor notification or newspaper notification.
Okay, so I'm proposing that the BAR request that the council make the historic district portion of the UDO conform to the existing notification standards in the BAR legislation.
For every project or for just demolition?
Just demolition.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, or any,
I would think major.
So every project here tonight was a major.
Yes,
Application.
with a neighbor next door, I guess that. I would think that would be appropriate if you're gonna build something.
I can't hear you over the,
I would think it'd be appropriate to notify neighbors if you're building something substantial, major, or taking something down, demolition. It would seem to be just as noteworthy.
I thought we used to get letters,
You did.
so they changed. that.
It's been changed
Oh.
last few years, I think it was.
I mean, could we just ask them to add newspaper notification and adjacent property owner mailing to that one item just to bring us into alignment with the way we've historically done it?
We can see if they're willing to do that, but they changed from that.
Right.
So to simplify things. So, and as I said, every project that I've ever been involved in over the last 30 years, if we used to have to do neighbor notifications if you're doing a development near them. And it was the developer who had to do and submit proof as per that you sent it out and it was received. Okay. It's not the township. They put that onus on the township to do that.
So when did the UDO last, when was it last amended? Is it the May 26th date where they simplified it?
No, I don't think that was simplified.
Or was
then,
that 2019?
but It might have been 2019 that it was.
Okay, well, my suggestion would be they would take a look at 5.10, 5.11, and 5.12. So new standalone construction, anytime anything's gonna be relocated, and demolition would be my suggestion. That's what I would prefer to ask them, specifically for demolition. I'm on page, I'm in the Somerville Historic District Designs on page 2 in the appendix, in the table of contents. Table of contents. So Somerville Historic District Design Guidelines.
behind,
Yeah, table of.
which color tab?
It's the first yellow tab that
Oh.
mine's a yellow tab.
Oh, mine's blue.
The first tab,
Okay,
okay, yes.
and on what pages now?
I-
Page for Matt.
It's the table of contents,
Okay,
right-hand side, 5.10, 5.10, 5.11, and 5.12.
agreed.
And it's for new standalone construction, for relocation of a building, and for demolition of a building. I think those are the three significant. Requests that a neighbor would like to know about. Anything new going up, anything that's being demolished, and anything that is being moved.
Do you see a need to have it in the news,
Seem to have what?
a need to have it in the newspaper? The only reason why I ask that is because typically they have pretty strict deadlines.
Yep.
That are tough to meet sometimes.
A lot of people get their information like that.
Notifying the public, that's what I'm thinking about. Notifying the public, how else would you do it without having it in the newspaper?
The website.
And the guidelines and the deadlines for the paper will drive when we make notification.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, basically, often it's like almost at least a couple weeks sometimes and that you have to have it to them. So,
And then there's a difference in printed paper and the digital papers that are out there. I think with the digital newspaper, you can meet the deadlines more quickly than printed. So you might want to specifically address digital newspaper notification.
okay. Yeah, the printed is definitely a tougher one to hit.
Yeah, printed seems to be going away.
The Post and Courier is only has a print edition 5 days a week.
now.
Right.
Probably be going down from that too.
I think our concerns are that the neighbors and people in the district need to have adequate notification other than yard sign.
Understood.
So however we can get that accomplished. And it'd be nice if we could work with council and planning department on coming up with a effective solution.
Okay. I will have to take this to Jesse probably to see the proper avenues there.
Do you need a motion from us in order to do that?
It
Alright.
probably would help, yeah. Yeah,
Then
Yeah.
I would move that we request council to review the UDO to include sections 510, 511, and 512 as changes for improvement of notification to the public and neighbors anytime there's a major change.
so,
Okay, second. All in favor?
Aye.
So now are we ready to have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Now you're keeping these. Are you keeping these here? Or do you want us?
If you keep them here, could we come in and review them? All right, that'd be best.